session will be recording, okay, for our
Okay.
training and quality purpose. Okay. Now we can take control and start the session, Siddesh. Yeah. Please go ahead. Gautam, please give
Oh,
a host to Siddesh. Yeah. Siddesh, okay, now you are the host. Okay, now you can
yeah.
share your screen and start the session. Thank you, Siddesh.
Okay. Can you all see my screen? Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, Siddesh. Yeah. Able to see your screen.
Okay, great. So today we will have a look at demo on Marketing Cloud. So before even I begin, I would like to introduce Salesforce as a, platform to each one of you. Um, so when you think of CRM, you think of Salesforce. So basically, big companies like Adidas, Nike, or any big brand that you know of, they use platforms like Marketing Cloud and Salesforce, basically, to be very precise, to manage the relationship with the customers, the conversations that the salespeople have, or the marketing team, the way they reach out to the customers. All of this is managed on Salesforce. So, Marketing Cloud is one of the platforms that Salesforce offers, and it is used to create personalized email for your customers, and then the companies, basically, it helps them in creating personalized emails, track those emails, and automate their day-to-day activities that revolve around sending out emails, SMS, and all of those things. What benefit do they get? The benefit, I would say, is better interaction with their customers, improve loyalty, brand loyalty, and convert that into a sales maybe, and have more customers who are engaged with your brand, right? So we'll take an overlook. And before even that, this training is organized by svtechsoft. So this is the website that you guys can go and check, svtechsoft.in. If you have any doubts, any queries, you have a section for Marketing Cloud here. You will get all the details, the course contents, FAQs, and all of this here answered here. All right. So coming to Marketing Cloud, what are the benefits that you would get from Marketing Cloud training? Now, earlier I covered benefits that an organization, that a company gets when it implements a technology like Salesforce or Marketing Cloud at their end. But from a candidate's perspective, like if I have to learn Marketing Cloud, what will I get out of it? So these are the benefits that you can think of. We will provide you with certification guidance. We'll provide you script guide at the end of the training free of cost. And then you'll get the access of the org for 2 months, which is very difficult to get for Marketing Cloud. Then we'll also help you in preparing with your interviews and getting job opportunities. These are the benefits you'll get after completing the training. And completing the training from Marketing Cloud, from a IT candidate or a developer perspective, I would say that it will add value to your resume. By adding value, I say that with any other technology, right? When you switch companies, you get around 20%, 30% hike, 40%. I've seen people, in fact, you can take my example as well. Whenever we switch with Salesforce as a brand, we have got more than 100% as a hike. And the kind of growth you get in Salesforce is unparalleled. So it's a very hot market, and it's like one of the right times to start your journey with Salesforce. And Marketing Cloud is one of the most easy platforms that you can begin your journey with Salesforce. And if you want to be a developer, if you're not a developer, if you do not come from coding background, Marketing Cloud is one of the most easiest platforms wherein if you get interest in, you can get into development side. And trust me on this, as compared to any other profile, like consultant, admin, developers are the ones which get paid for whatever they ask for, right? So coming back to Marketing Cloud, these are the course contents that we'll be covering throughout our training. Uh, the first module that we have is data overview. In data overview, as in Uh, First of all, you'll be dealing with a data of your company that you'll have, the company that the client that you're working with will have the data. Now, before even you start communicating with the customers, the first thing that you will do is arrange the data in a manner that the company wants, in a manner that is more organized. Uh, is there any query from your side? Okay, I don't think so. I'll just mute him for now. Okay. Okay, so the first thing that we will do even before we begin sending out emails and playing around with the platform, customizing it and all, will be arranging the data and managing the subscriber base. So any company, let's for example Nike, right? It will have this huge database of subscribers which will need to be arranged into certain formats depending on the requirement to be used. And here is where we learn the overview of the data and how we'll be storing them, different modules, lists, and data extensions, benefits of those. What do we get out of it? So here is how your interface of Marketing Cloud will look like. In there, in data overview, we'll get to see the lists and data extensions, which are the two ways in which you can store data in Marketing Cloud. We'll understand the benefits of each one of these. So here, if you see, we see the list, and below that, we see data extension. So list is one of the most easiest way to create a data structure in Marketing Cloud to store data. And it is easy to create, but not more flexible. So this is how a basic list would look like. Let's say, for example, you want to send out monthly newsletters. You create a list of your subscribers. Okay, so this is a demo list of demo subscribers. This is how your lists would look like. It will have status, then different parameters that you will create. So at the top, what you see, these are the attributes that again we get to create, we get to customize depending on the requirement that you see in the list. So in the first module, we'll see how to do all of this. Apart from list, the second uh, module in a data structure is a data extension. Now, these are slightly difficult to make as compared to the list, but not so difficult. And these are very flexible. These can store huge amount of data, very flexible. And whenever you have complex requirements, large amount, billions of data, you'll use data extensions. Now here, whatever you see, these are the fields that we create while creating the data extension. Here we can add our own fields. And so every data extension can be different from other. That's not the case with the list. That's why I said lists are not that flexible. I'm just giving a high level overview of the topics that we'll be covering. And then the second module that we learn, in second module, we learn how to create content, right? So in Marketing Cloud, it's once you have all your data sorted out of your subscribers, you send email out and all, then the next thing that you deal with is creating content. What do I mean by content? An email can be an example of a content. A content block inside an email can be an example of content. An image that you'll be using inside an email can be an example of content. So here in Content Builder, so Marketing Cloud will offer you Content Builder in which you can create your folders, add your content, and create emails. So if I have to open a sample email, this is how it would look like on the platform. So you see, this is how the email will look like. And over here, it will provide you with tools, basic content tools, wherein you can just drag and drop, and it will add, like, see, I wanted a button, I dragged and dropped. Here I can change color. I can play around with it. So uh, you don't need to be very well versed with HTML to code emails, even if you don't know. Here in this module, we'll learn how to create our own blocks. And in once you create blocks, what you get as a whole is your own designed email. right? And these are mobile optimized as well. This is how it will look on a mobile phone, smaller screen, and this is how it will look on desktop. So creating emails becomes very easy with Marketing Cloud. And if you go in HTML editor, here you'll get to see the HTML code. You can play around with subject lines and all, and you can customize it. So here, if you see the first name field, so whatever first name value in the data extension, you will have it at the time of sending, it will add it. So here, let's say we have a data extension in which first name is the first names of our subscribers. So every subscriber will see their first name in here. So you see, you might get promotional emails from various websites that you're subscribed to. Let's say in India, if you're subscribed to Flipkart, you'll get an email saying, "Hi, Avinash or Ramesh, what are your first name is?" You will get an email saying that these are the deals we have for today, and it will have some customized content for you. Now, how do they populate those names in there? There is some kind of logic used like this, because Flipkart will have like billions of data, right? Like for each one of them, they are not going to type in a separate version of the email. So here we learn how to customize the emails, how to add personalization strings so that just one email renders differently to different subscribers, and also adds personalization to it, right? So that we'll be learning in the content creation blocks. And how to create static content blocks. Static content blocks are like something which are common for all of it. Then how to create individualized content blocks using personalization strings, dynamic content, and AMP script. So, like for example, this is personalization string that we saw that they're talking about. We can also use AMP script, which is Marketing Cloud's own coding language, based on which from any data extension you can pull up values. I'll give you an example. Let's say we have a data extension. Now, when I say data extension, since we do not know much details of it, you can just imagine a table in the backend. We have a table that stores product data. Let's say, for example, we have Tushar one of our members here. Let's say Tushar uh, uh, goes to a website adidas.com and has in the last month he has purchased running shoes. Now, what happens with that? Adidas will store that data somewhere in the backend. Let's say Adidas is using Marketing Cloud and they have a data extension which is nothing but a table which stores data of all of the purchases made in the previous month. Now, let's say there is a business requirement that we have to send an email to take the feedback of the customer. So, as the campaign manager or as an email developer, you have to write an email and you have to take feedback from Tushar for the order he purchased. Now, for that, what we will need, you'll need to design an email, and inside that email, let's say you will have to display what product he purchased. Now, that you don't only have to do it for Tushar, but you have to do it for all of the subscribers who have purchased it in the previous month, so that at least have a 30 days of usage experience to give a genuine feedback. Now, to do that, you will have to gather all the data first of the all of the previous subscribers. In that case, to display product items for each subscriber, it will be different, right? So in the back end, Marketing Cloud will have, or else Adidas would have saved that data into a data extension, wherein they would have name of the product and date on which it was purchased, image link of the product that was purchased. And using all of that data, we can, using AMP script, we can pull that up into the email and build an email that is customized to each one of us. So let's say Tushar from our audience, whatever he, let's say he purchased some shoes, running shoes last month. He will get the name of the product, image, and the date when it was purchased so that he remembers it well, what the feedback is about, and he'll be asked to submit a feedback. When he submits, again, that feedback will be stored somewhere for future references, whatever future logic Adidas would might want to implement on Marketing Cloud. Just one random example. of what AMP script can do and what dynamic content can do in our scenario, in our example. How to create individualized content blocks. So these content blocks would be individualized, like each one of us would get a different content block. That's why individualized, using personalized strings or dynamic content and script. Then how to add links to content. Once you add content, you will need to add links as well, right? Sometimes if you see, I see here group up of all. If I click anywhere on this image, I would want subscriber to land on my website and then maybe purchase something like gear up, purchase some gears that I'm promoting here. If I'm promoting skates or outdoor shoes, when I click here, I would want them to land on the link that redirects to those particular products. If I'm targeting different sections here, if I'm targeting hiking, if I subscriber clicks anywhere here, I would want them to get directed to those links. So that we will learn in here how to add links to the content. In that we also learn templates. So what do you mean by template? uh, if you want to build one particular blog that you're going to reuse again and again, and a perfect example can be branding inside of your email. If you want that to be consistent, you can use a template, design your branding, and use that template again and again and again in different emails so that you don't have to recreate that. So that we learn in the emails, templates, building templates. After that, we have email, how to create email from template, different ways of creating emails, adding buttons and all of that. Then we learn testing. Once you build your email, before sending out, it is important to test it. Like for example, I build this email now. Now how do I test it? So I'll go here and just giving you a random example so that okay, let me select a data extension to preview. So now the name of the field in my data extension was name. I changed the personalization string. Let's see how that affects. See here it picked up the first, this field it picked up. This is how the email would look. Here I'm just testing. This is how the email would look differently for different people, right? So just an example, before sending, how will you test it? This is your previewing and test, and then finally you will be sending out the email. So in that module, we'll learn how to preview and test the emails that you have created and make sure that it is rendering correctly, and then you send it across. After that, we'll learn different ways of sending emails, different ways of A/B testing. How would you manage if the email bounces? So once you send email, there would be different categories of sends, wherein the email is successfully sent. Sometimes the emails get bounced. Sometimes there is a soft bounce. For example, if I am one of the subscribers and my inbox is full, I don't delete my emails regularly, but my inbox is full. So if brand sends me out an email, if since my inbox is full, it will not accept and it will be a soft bounce. So how do you manage those bounce mails? You learn this module. And different level of unsubscribes. I as a subscriber can choose whether I would like to receive the emails or not. If I don't want to, I have different ways of opting out of the emails, and how those are managed in Marketing Cloud is what you'll learn here. Then we analyze our results. Once you send out your emails, you might have a business requirement that we want the tracking results, how many opens we got, how many people clicked on the links, how, so that's a way of deciding the effectiveness of your campaign. So analyzing your results helps you in evaluating your the effectiveness of your campaigns, and then following up accordingly in your future campaigns of what went right, what went wrong in your previous campaigns, and modify the next campaigns accordingly. And as campaign managers, you will be responsible to have increasing customer engagement and have good numbers of opens, clicks, deliverability in your emails. So here, tracking data reports and automated reports will help you in giving numbers and good structures to the emails that you have sent and how they have performed. Then we have something known as segmentation. So what segmentation does is, let's say I have a huge amount of data, and in my database I want to send out emails. So as a marketing perspective, your marketing team will always segment your data so that you cater differently to different segments. Let's say if I'm an apparel brand, clothing brand, I have different sets of clothing. So ideally what I would do is I'll categorize my audience, let's say men, women, kids, adults, different segments, and then I would have different marketing strategical approaches to reach out to those particular sets of people, right? So here you will learn in marketing cloud how to do various types of segmentation and how to implement that in your email sending process so that you send more customized, more personalized, more target oriented emails to specific segments that make sense. Like, for example, again, let's take like you're a big brand, let's say Amazon, right? You're working for Amazon. Amazon has its email, a huge set of database. Now, Amazon wants to send different promotions to different cities that it has. Okay. And for that, you have your database of your audience, which is categorized, let's say here in this data extension, I have name, email, city. So people from Bangalore should get different emails, right? Let's say festive season is going on in India. So people from Maharashtra should get different emails. People from Bangalore should get different emails specific to their festivals, to their products. So in that case, you will use segmentation based on the field, which is your city, and you will categorize your audience separately, and you'll send out email that is personalized based on the segmentation done on the part of your city. Then how to automate that, how to refresh your segments, how to use SQL query. So on the UI Marketing Cloud will provide you a couple of options to segment your data, but sometimes when you have to have complex rules and find out, like let's say for example, all the list of people from the previous month who purchased products, and from all the products that they purchase you want to target the first product that they purchase. So when high level overview, when you have a difficult set of rules, all of that to segment, then you will write your own SQL query to segment and get data as per your custom requirement, and then perform necessary activity on that. And the last thing that you will learn is automation. Automation is nothing but the crux of marketing cloud. So in automation, you get to automate all of the things that you have learned so far, like sending emails, segmenting your data, importing data into marketing cloud, exporting data from marketing cloud. All of that you can automate from Automation Studio. I'll just quickly show you an interface of Automation Studio looks like. In that you'll have different activities using which you can create automations and you can configure it. So these are the various activities you can have in an automation. Ideally, it begins with import. So you import data from your FTP into Marketing Cloud. Once you import data, you can filter it. The segmentation that we discussed today, this is one of the segmenting tools that we use. So every day it will import a data based on the frequency that you set for the automation. Then it will filter out at that set time. After that, maybe you can use a query activity, SQL, send email, and play around with it. It gives you, it's a drag and drop tool. You just like drag activities on the platform, and from there you start building your logic that your business has given. I can simply import and send email if that is the ask. If I have the ask to import data into a data extension, then segment, then send out email, I can do this. If I do not want to use filter but use SQL for complex filtering system, I can add SQL in between and then send emails to the segments that I've created using SQL. So it's as simple as that. And at the same time, you can add your most complex logic inside it. So no matter what your expertise level in IT is, but you can start with the easiest thing, and every day you will keep learning something new so that you increase your knowledge and your dependability on the company, and you can keep looking for better opportunities which match your expertise level. So one thing is Automation Studio. The another thing is your Journey Builder. So in Automation Studio, what happens? The same set of activities are run for all of your subscribers. However, if you want customized journeys automated, then in that case, you create a journey builder. I'll show you a sample of how a journey would look like. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Anniversary journey. Again, journey builder would be a drag and drop tool wherein you can add various splits like segmentations, then send email, then wait for 1 day. And the advantage or the plus points of journey is based on the actions that customers do after you send out your emails, you can add logic. Like for example, here, open. So here we are saying which people opened this email. If they opened the email, yes, then they get this email and then they exit the journey. If the people did not open the first email, they'll go down this path and they'll get another email again, then following activities, you know. So the idea is once you send out email, you can have wait activities and then you see if people opened it or not. Based on that, you can have follow-up emails going on. So for a person who has opened the email, he'll have a different path in the journey. But a person who did not open the email, he will have a different path in the journey. So right. So your automations that you're doing, these are individualized as per the customer, your subscribers, whatever actions they take, whatever values you have saved in your database at the back end. It gives you tremendous amount of options to play around to implement your logic and to make your email communications more effective. So this is overall an high level overview of what we all have in Marketing Cloud here and what we'll be learning. And this is the presentation of our SVTechSoft, which in detail explains all of this. You can get this on the website. If you go on the website SVTechSoft Marketing Cloud, you'll have it right here, the option to download this PPT. It will explain you in detail of the overview. Then here it explains you who should take this course. This course is designed for email digital marketers who manage the email channel for the organization. No prior knowledge of Marketing Cloud is needed. So in this course, if you are anywhere closely related to digital marketing, email marketing, you are interested to get into this field, have no prior experience, still you can go ahead and take the course. We will make sure that we provide you enough knowledge to crack the interviews and begin your journey with digital marketing, email marketing, especially with Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Even if you have no prior knowledge, that's fine. It's our job to build your foundation and make you capable enough to have your identity in the market and rebrand yourself with Salesforce on your CV. And here are the things that you will learn once you complete the course. Like for example, you'll be able to log into Marketing Cloud. You'll be able to create an email using Content Builder, which is the newest application. Then describe various ways to store data in Marketing Cloud, like list, data extension that I just showed you on the UI. Then utilize the various import methods to import data to lists and data extensions. So When you have your list and data extensions, there would be various ways in which you would be importing those data into those lists and data extension. There would be various sources you will have. Some data you might have in your own computer, some data you might have on the online FTP server, which you can use as a source to import. So how to configure those, how to import those, will minutely go through each one of it. Then describe and use the various testing and sending options within the marketing cloud. The tests that I showed you, when I changed the personalization for name, first name, and then I tested how the email would look like. That was one of the examples. But here we will learn in detail how to test your emails before sending it out. Once you send the emails, then we'll next point we'll get to see is how to analyze the results of a send using email tracking and reports. I'll quickly show you that on the UI, how you can do that. Let's say I go into Email Studio. Here I have my tracking section. Here I have my emails that I've sent. For example, monthly newsletter here. I can click on the email and I can have in detail analysis. Now this is again a training account, demo account. So the numbers you will see are very less. But if you see the same in a live account, it will be huge. Like billions of people being sent out emails to, and then millions of people opening it, clicking it, how many delivered, how many did not click, all of this details. So it helps you in evaluating the performance of your emails in details. You can see the click activity of the subscriber. Like here, no one clicked, or where, like ideally this was a test email sent out. That's why we do not have the numbers here. But here you'll get to see how many people clicked on this link, this link. You can go in link view and then see how individual links perform and how are the conversations happened with the email basically. So it helps you in detail, minutely evaluate your performance of your email. So today the platform is slightly slower than usual. Sometimes it happens because it is running on Marketing Cloud server. Sometimes it might work slightly slower than usual. Unfortunately, today it is, but it's okay. So basically, this is where you will check your tracking of your emails and evaluate the performance. We'll learn that in detail in the next module. After that, create filtered or random segments using drag and drop segmentation. So the segments that I told you that you'll be creating, it will be as easy as dragging and dropping something and filtering it out, which is quite easy to learn and implement. Then create filtered segments based on behavioral data. Behavioral data as in sometimes you might have your own data in your data extensions. I'll give you an example. Let's say I created a table in Marketing Cloud and I save it as data extension. Let's say I have this list. In here, I have these records. I have email address, first name, last name, and customer key. So based on first name, I can create a list. Like I want to find all the people whose name is XYZ. I can create a list. Or sometimes I would want to filter based on the actions that subscribers do. Like for example, all the people who opened a particular email, engaged subscribers from the last 10 days. In that case, you do not have that value stored at your end, but that is something Marketing Cloud tracks in the tracking, wherein who clicked, who opened, and um, we can segment our data. Then utilize a query activity to create segment data. So, like I explained some time back, you can write your own complex query to filter out data as per your requirement, then create and execute an automation to import data and refresh data. Here, basically, you will create an automation to import and refresh data. I gave you an example when I showed you the automation studio. I dragged an import activity that would import data. Then we also can refresh, send out emails, play around, and do whatever we want there as per the business logic that has been provided to you. Then we have something known as after automation, we have when to use a triggered email sent for transactional message. What does that mean? Transactional message. Uh, has any one of you encountered a transactional message till now? Anyone? Yes, no, maybe. Ashish? Ashish, we cannot hear you. Maybe let's try Tushar. Have you ever encountered a transactional email that you might know of till now?
No, not
Or
yet, not yet.
Web, anyone else? Not yet. So I'll give you an example. Like you go to an ATM, you withdraw your cash. Do you get an email which mentions that currently an excess amount was withdrawn from your account? If not you, please click on the following link and report us immediately.
Yeah, we I receive such type of email for such a
Yeah. So
communication or conversation. Mhm.
or sometimes let's say you place an order on Flipkart on the website. You receive an email that we have received your order.
Okay, okay. If it is said as a transactional messages, then yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yes. I mean, I was sure that you might not know of the exact term, but those are nothing but as triggered emails and transactional. Why do we call it transactional? Because there is certain transaction that you initiated with the business, and based on that, you received those triggered emails. Why triggered emails? Because these were not configured in advance. Like let's say if I was the marketing manager, I didn't configure that email to go out to you at on Monday at 10 a.m. or Monday at 9 p.m. Right? Those got triggered based on the action that you took. You went to the Flipkart site, you did a purchase, and after that, there was an API call that got triggered from the website, which triggered the email. So, those are the emails that we will go through when to use triggered send for transactional messages. So, it's very interesting to know how to implement that in real life scenario, which we by default see and experience. How that is done on the technical side of you, it's very interesting to know. Then
Okay.
automate
In
an
this,
email.
yeah.
Mhm.
One more thing. In this category, can a dynamic email work?
Dynamic email, yes, definitely it will work because the transactional email, right? For example, order purchase. Let's categorize the email that you receive after you place an order as order purchase email. So you go uh, into Marketing Cloud, and here you create a transactional email and you save email. So you will have a data extension in the backend which stores data of your subscribers which are initiating that action. So ideally, your website would be doing an API call which will be adding data to your data extension, and in there will be a triggered email. So here in triggered send, I'll just show you so that you can have a better understanding and of that. So let's say this is the so welcome trigger I have created. Let's say here you give name. Here you select the email that is going to be triggered for this, and then you define it here and save. Here you have disable API call example, which we are not going to do because in our case we'll need an API call to trigger this. So this trigger send will have a trigger ID which we'll be using, and that for your answer to your whatever email we saw on the content builder, that same email can be used inside this. And so the only thing is changing is instead of you sending it out, they are getting triggered automatically. Here I'm defining the trigger. I have an external key which I'll be using in an API call, which will tell the API call to look for this email in Marketing Cloud and to send out. Only that is changing. But the idea of creating content, creating dynamic content, saving data inside a data extension, that is not changing. So yes, you can customize it. It's just a different way of sending it because this is real time rather than a scheduled prior time to sending out email. Was
Okay,
that helpful?
okay. Yes, yes. And considering the same point, what will be the best way to filter the data from the data extension? Means, as you just mentioned, as we know, there is a SQL and a data filter. So, what will be the best way to go with the filter data?
If you ask me, I use a lot of SQL. It depends because I prefer that because it gives me freedom to filter out the way I want. You can use Marketing Cloud filters that are there. Let's say you have a data extension you want to filter, you can mm, let's say NTO subscribers. I have this data extension. I want to filter this out. Here, let's say I have country, right? Let's say I have to filter on the basis of country. Let's see what records we have just so that I can define my filter. Country, I have France, Italy, United States. Let's say I want to use United States as a filter. Here at the top, I have the option filter and drag and drop, like I mentioned. I just drag the name of the country, is equal to, is not equal to, begins with. I have all the operators that you can think of. Right now, I want to write a filter of only subscribers whose country value equals to United States. Click on save and build. US subscribers. I'll save it in data extension. It's as simple as that. So in case if I do not want to write an SQL query and want a simple way of doing it, if I want to immediately find some data, this is how I'll be doing it. So here it took a while and now I have data from that list of only United States subscribers. So depending on how fast you want the data to populate and your requirement, right now it was an easy requirement, right? Only one parameter. But if I had logic like 15, 16 lines, I also have a query of like in my organization currently I'm working with a query which is like 70 to 100 lines. Complex. You cannot use filter in that case. You have to use SQL. So depending on the ask, size of the data and the complexity, you will decide. So in this course, we'll be teaching you all of the options and also the judgment that you will need to switch to which and what requirement. Did I answer your query?
Okay, yeah, yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Welcome. So I explained you all of the basic things that will be high level overview that we will be having for this course. I would like to understand from each one of your perspective that why would you like to choose Marketing Cloud, or what is your idea? What are your expectations out of the course?
Okay, should I go first?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Uh, Basically, I have a bit knowledge regarding the email studio or the email send and the mobile push notification. But as a consultant perspective, I would like to know or to be expert in that how we can set up that things. uh, as a email there are for a digital marketing, we know there are different ways. For a email studio, how can we market it, or how can we make a personalized journey or create a one-to-one connection with the customer. And not only using the email but also using the mobile push notification. But as a consultant or a email specialist perspective, I like to go in deep or learn how we can set up, or how we can go with the more digital expertise in that.
Right. Okay. That's interesting. That's good to know. So the current organization you're in, does it use Marketing Cloud, and are you part of that team?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
We
that's
just
good to
started.
know.
We just started. So considering same, as I mentioned, need to be in more deep and want to be part of that team to create that email template, as there is already one dedicated team but want to get a knowledge around it.
Right. So ideally, if you ask me in your scenario, I mean, there are two things or three things that can be done in your team, right? There is content creation. There is a team that creates content. There is a campaign management team. There is a team that sends out emails, and once the content is created, it takes care of all the deployments and the campaign management. There is a development team. Development team will build the journeys, SQL queries, the AMP scripts that the content team would need inside their emails. So, there are different teams basically. You might be a part wherein you take care of all the three, or you might be a part of any one of these three things, depending on how the structure is in your organization is designed.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you, Tushar. That helps me in understanding how to design the course and how to go about it. Weber, can we also know about you? Why Marketing Cloud, and what are your expectations out of the course?
Okay, sir. I have 5 years experience of in email marketing, and now I have to switch into Salesforce Marketing Cloud.
Okay.
Okay, but now I'm not using that Salesforce.
Okay. Currently, you
Okay,
are not using the
now not yes, and
also.
now now let's listen. I will talk.
Mhm.
At now, while during switching, I will show at least 3 years of this experience as on Salesforce. So I want that uh, type of means that in deeper knowledge on marketing cloud.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, so you're going to show 3 years of experience. So
Yes,
see, we
but
will be covering. Mhm.
I have 5 years
Okay.
of email marketing experience total.
Okay. 5 years of experience. That's good to know. And that's a wonderful amount of experience to have before you come to Marketing Cloud. Because what happens? That creates your foundation. Email campaigns,
Yes, all
deliverability, IP warming and all of that stuff. So that just helps
yes,
you in grasping things in Marketing Cloud or Salesforce a bit easier. However,
yes,
at the same time, when you want to like show that you are right now will be a fresher in Marketing Cloud, but then if you want to show that you have 3 years of experience, so you will just have to spend more time than the person who would be presenting himself as a fresher in Marketing Cloud, right? So uh, let's say,
you are not audible clearly.
okay, uh,
uh,
now
okay,
can you hear me?
yes,
Okay, perfect. So what I was trying to tell is, since you will be mentioning that you already have 3 years of experience, so your the duration of your course that you have, you'll have to spend more time on the UI, ask more questions, get more acquainted with the platform in the interface, so that tomorrow when you go out for your interviews and when people will ask you questions, assuming that you have 3 years of experience, for you to be in a position to be able to answer those. You know what I mean?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's just like we'll have different sets of people who will attend the training. Just make sure that you spend as much time as possible, understand as many queries, have replicated, come up with more doubts, so that in during those 10, 20 days, whatever, we will be having your training, and depending on the number of hours we get every day, so you have your doubts cleared, so that tomorrow when you go out for your interview, it should look like you have 3 years of experience on marketing cloud, right?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you, Weber, for letting me know. Again, it helps
Uh, I,
me in a,
I I have one more question. That,
yeah.
mm, how you do us real time project scenario and practice on them? That that will how will happen?
That will take care in the training. See, the training is designed in a way to take care of all the real-time scenarios. It has various practicals in it that takes care of the real-time scenarios. It has theory, but not only theory. Once we do the theory, then we have practicals to implement, then we have questions, then we have tasks that we assign. So the entire course is designed in a way to take care of all of that things. I can only give you a high-level overview today of whatever I'm talking about, but once we start the training, you'll get to know in detail how do we do that. So that's that's basically something that I have to deal with. You don't have to worry about that. I'll make sure that the course is interactive and it is designed in a way that we will cover all the real-time scenarios. Also, the certification exam that will be preparing you for along with the course. In that exam, the questions that you get will be all real-time basis. Like you'll have a very real-time scenario and 4 different questions to confuse you. So we'll take care of that during
Okay.
the course. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Perfect. In the chat, I see Ashish Kumar. He had joined and he was asking if he's audible, but then I don't see Ashish anymore in the group. Does anyone of you know him?
No.
I just wanted to make sure if you had any questions, you have answers those before we sign off for the day.
Hello.
Yes.
Actually, any you teach in during course like integration and cell integration with sales and service cloud uh,
So
like because
integration with sales and service cloud. Say, in this course, you will learn how to be an email specialist, right? Integration and all of those things come at a later stage in your career journey with marketing cloud. Integration comes once you become a consultant. So a consultant is something that we won't begin with, because to become a consultant, you'll need to be a email specialist in marketing cloud, administrator in marketing cloud, then a Salesforce sales cloud admin. Once you have all these 3 credentials and you have some amount of experience in all these three, then it would be a good time for you to learn the integration, because then you will know how to what objects are and how to pass on the objects to marketing cloud, how to synchronize them into a data extension, how to get that into a data extension to which you can send email, and how to send tracking of those emails back to marketing cloud, to sales cloud, sorry, how to gather the tracking from marketing cloud and send to sales cloud so that it attaches the IER to those reports. So again, in all of this entire integration journey, you'll
okay,
need
okay,
to at least have your foundations clear, which takes a while. I mean, I'll be practically honest about it. It is not something that we can do right during the first learning of our marketing clouds. For that, you will need to that you will get to do once you go for the consultant certification, which ideally would be after a while. Initially, I would recommend you to focus more on your email specialist and admin certification, which will be a stepping stone to your consultant certification.
okay,
Like if you see,
okay,
if someone is, if there is a new building that is being built, even before we think of what facilities we are going to provide on the rooftop terrace, we'll focus more on the how many floors we want to build. So what will be the foundation, right? If you want to build a building with 21 floors, like a skyscraper. I'll
Okay.
need to build a strong foundation for it. So right now we are building your foundation. The stronger the foundation, the taller your building can go. So right now, focus a lot on the basics, on the initial administrator and the email specialist topics that we have, so that tomorrow when you want to switch to a developer or a consultant or an architect role, you have your foundations clear enough so that you can build your building tall enough and reach wherever you want to.
Okay. 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 Data migration also in that data migration tool regarding marketing cloud. This also in consultants role.
Data migration, as in what data and how are you like wanting to migrate it, depends on that. So when you say data migration, what exactly are you looking at?
Okay. Email data like
Mhm. So email data, you
regarding
have email
marketing cloud.
data.
Yes, yes. I'm
So,
regarding marketing cloud.
so when you say data migration, what is data migration? Sending data from one place to another, right? So in marketing cloud, you have tools of data extract, all of those things, which you learn in automation, and you have file transfer activities with which you can send data from marketing cloud to your FTP. So if you ask me, that is data migration. So that you will
Yes, yes.
learn here in your current certification. You won't have to wait for to be a consultant like for integration you do.
Okay. Okay.
So that you learn in the
Okay. Okay.
current course itself. Because importing data from different data sources and exporting data to different data sources is something which is a
Yes.
part and parcel of your current course.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Do we have any more questions before we
No.
conclude?
Yes,
Tushar,
I have
Web.
one. Yes,
Yes.
I have one. Actually, it may be discussed earlier, but I'll join a little bit late. So, when will the course will start?
The course will start. We will have to pass that question on to the admin of our meeting, because I'll be starting today. We just have the demo. So depending on the number of registrations we have and the time we discussed, we have another demo tomorrow morning. We'll start sooner.
Okay, okay. Should I consider a 1 week? After 1 week, it will start.
Um, Ideally, it should start within the week only. Kishore would be in the best position to organize this meeting to answer that, because that
Okay.
is more on his part, because he is arranging all the candidates and deciding on the feasible time for everyone and all of that things, which are currently out of my scope. So I don't think I'll be the right person to answer this.
Okay.
Kishore, are you still active on this meeting? I guess they have started and they are not there right now. So no problem. After the course, who did you all get in touch with Kishore to join this demo batch, or who were the person you spoke to from svtechsoft?
Yeah, I think Kishore is the one we communicated
Kishore is the
regarding
one.
this. Mhm.
Yes. So what I would recommend is get in touch with Kishore and get that. Right now, since he is not active in the meeting, we cannot have it directly answered. He'll definitely let you know. And anyways, he'll definitely reach out to you since he arranged the demo to inform you about the class when commencing of the class and the duration and the time, all of the further details. He'll he'll reach out to you. I'll make sure that he reaches out to you specifically.
Okay.
All right. Vaibhav, any other question from your end?
No.
Okay. So I would like to thank you both for um, participating in the demo that we arranged today. I really appreciate your time that you invested in it. I hope you got to get an overview of something new, something that you're looking forward to. And I'll make sure that, I was somewhere at a beginner stage few years back in marketing cloud and I chose this. And trust me on this, it has been one of the best decisions of my career, and right now it has given me tremendous options to work. I work as a developer, trainer, different things. Whatever I love, I can choose to. It gives me more freedom of time, place, convenience. And I wish and hope the same that happens to you all. So I look forward to you guys joining our session, attending it, and I look forward to sharing the knowledge and experience that I have, and whatever learning opportunities that I would get. Each one of you would also have something to share, I'm pretty sure. So I can't wait for this course to begin and have this exchange of knowledge between us. And I wish you all happy Ganesh festival. Please take care, stay safe wherever you are, and we'll
Thank you.
meet
Thank
soon.
you. Okay.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful night, everyone.